Alright, what's up? Since I wore an X-Men shirt last time to go ahead and put Power Rangers on the shelf, let's wear a Power Rangers shirt and put some X-Men on the shelf. So yes, X-Men. Some people may even remember that for a while I was doing this as a focus channel for keeping up with the X-Men, in which the Facebook group page still gets members liking and discovering it and asking to be a part of it every single day, and I have not posted there in months. Longer, maybe. It may literally be a little over a year. I don't understand. Why? I don't get it. Because very obviously that's not what I'm doing anymore. I walked away from X-Men when basically it was supposed to have a soft reboot, which would then kind of help the story flow better, and it's still just this massive, confusing, ever-evolving mess, and it is what it is. Comic books are what they are, and X-Men is hard to follow. If you take a year off, if you take 4 months off, chances are you don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. Like, the characters have changed, there's a new team, there's frickin' 15 books in print, and there's no way you're ever going to be able to keep up. It hurt me in terms of the X-Men. It really did. It's completely flatlined my interest in terms of the comic book levels of the X-Men. Essentially now, I'm just waiting for storylines to come out, and if I hear that the storyline is a good storyline, I will buy the graphic novel, because I can't keep up with how many books are being released. And quite frankly, I don't know how any normal person in a normal income can do so. If you're reading anything other than X-Men, I don't see that you have the money to do so. It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of stuff and tie-ins and everything that there is that you have to keep up with. And that's what drove me out of it. But it didn't change my appreciation or love for that team. It didn't. And I still see things that I often enjoy, and I still buy things that I often enjoy that deal with the X-Men. Regardless of how I feel about it in its present state, it is still one of my all-time superhero properties. And so let's start this by going over some of these toys, shall we? And statues, for that matter. Okay, so here we go. I have a whole stack of shit to put on the shelf that deals X-Men today. Let's start out. I'm just going to grab one randomly here. This is the only Black Queen I have been able to get my hands on. I have not necessarily gone out of my way to get one, but this is it. This is the only one I have. And quite frankly, she's not great. I was at a con one day. They were selling her. I seen her, and I was like, I don't have a Black Queen, and I bought her. She's okay. Her cape thing irritates me. I don't like the way that it works, necessarily. Like, it's a real pain. Like, here I am trying to put it back together right now, and that rose just doesn't... It's not the highest quality thing ever, and she doesn't pose well either, which is a problem, but she's the only Black Queen that I have, so I've stuck with her over time. Let's put these over here as I finish them. Now, let's go to a Jean Grey that I actually do care about. Not necessarily that I was in love with the costumes, but I have First Class X-Men. And these are pretty decent. This is my Jean Grey, of course. First Class, awful outfits. They were the 70s. But you know, in a strange way, the retro, weird awfulness of this suit has grown on me. It literally has, and there are some games where they give me the option of the original First Class costumes, and I'm like, ugh. Yeah, I'm doing it. so I have to give it to them. Somehow, they did it. They hit the ground running with costumes that actually work regardless of their awfulness, like Scott here. Yellow and blue. The dark blue, it just seems to be a decent color scheme for the X-Men, and I've seen variations of it over time, and quite frankly, I don't mind it. I should hate it. I should hate it because it's so bad. Here's the original Iceman. That's fun, right? First class Iceman. There he is. He's icy. This is a easy toy. This is such a freaking easy toy that it's almost wrong. Like they just took the character sculpt for a male and they that's it. I mean, you could see through him. You could see on his pelvis this little area right here where like you could tell where the screws are in his butt. Like just little thing, he's just see-through. They were just like, he's not painted. He's Iceman. Whatever. It works, but it is what it is. It's goofy as shit. Continuing on the first class, just to get them out of the way though, I have Angel. Angel came in the same pack with the first class X-Men pack, and there's only one thing I don't care about. His wings are just this. They're just like a clip-on thing. I would have preferred if he'd actually been a character with movable wings, because when I pose him or put him somewhere, one of the big problems has been that he just kind of has to stand there if I want his wings, and he can't like look like he's flying or anything like that because they don't go out, so I can't use one of my things, you know, that clip onto him or whatever and hold him up like an action stand. He's just there. He's just there, and he's just got his wings, and they just kind of hang down, and they're fine for what they are because he's really just a quick display piece. But, yeah, yeah. One more in the first class, because I did get all of them. I bought the entire first class pack. Here we go. I got Beast. Beast is cool. This is, of course, Beast when he was just a dude, just a big-footed dude. Big feet. Big old giant fucking clodhopper toes here. He's fine. He's fine. He's just a big dude. He's cool. In terms of the first class, the people that stood out to me were, of course, Angel, because of the wings, and who doesn't want to fly? Like, it's one of those superpowers that's kind of universal. You think, like, it'd be cool just to, like, fly to work or something. Like, you know, it's one of those things that's just kind of neat. And having those big, giant, crazy angel wing things, it was neat. It's a neat little concept. Iceman, okay, it's cool. I'm not saying anything bad about his power, but his design, they just don't color him in. He's just white. I mean, I showed him to you. It's exciting, right? The original Iceman looked like a snowman, but in terms of these toys, what I'm talking about, the ones that really stand out to me, the ones that stand out big time, Angel, like I said, I wish his wings were different, but he stands out. Cyclops and Jean Grey. The others are fairly forgettable. And I know there's only 5, but I mean, Beast is just a big dude. I mean, you could tell he's Beast, but I would prefer, if I'm getting Beast characters, which I don't have one, strangely enough, I don't have a blue Beast, like an actual, like, 90s Beast, or even the giant Catman Beast. Like, I don't have any of those. Let's move past the first class. Here we go. Here's Kitty Pryde. And she's a good one. I've seen other versions of this that I like better, but this is a solid Kitty Pryde. And it came with Lockheed. Lockheed is still in the drawers somewhere amongst all the other stuff, so I don't have him out, but he'll be on the shelf with her when I come across him. She's solid. Here is frickin' Condom Suit 80s Scott. This is good. I like this character, I like the sculpt, but this is really just a repaint of the first class sculpt. Because that's not a part of him. That's like an actual rubber belt thing that they put on him. So this is just a repaint. That's all it is. And these figures, these $25 Legends figures, you feel like they should all be their own sculpt. But they know where to get money. They know how to get money. Case in point is Wolverine. There's Wolverine. 80s Wolverine. I like this one. It has grown on me over the years. I did not like the brown and orangey costume thing. I didn't like it. It was not my favorite at all for a very long time. But that's because we tend to like something where we start. And this Wolverine was just fine. And over reading his stories, I ended up liking him. And adapting to the suit, starting to appreciate the suit. It's these. These claws are okay. At best. They're crappy. And they break super easy. And how do I know this? Because this guy has a repaint. A repaint is right here. The tiger stripe. I was so excited to get a tiger stripe Wolverine. I went out of my way to spend money that I practically didn't have to get the tiger stripe Wolverine. To have the same shitty claws, the same shitty, barely hanging in there claws that the other Wolverine characters have. Because this is just a repaint, and they plastered these little shoulders on him. And then he fell. Off of a distance that really wasn't that much. I'm talking, it was a short fall. It was like he fell off of a computer tower distance. That's what it was. And his claws broke. And I don't know where that third claw went. I can't find it. I can't fix him. They did fix this, however. There is a variant of Wolverine that should really be thought about, and that's these variants of Wolverines. If they want to start repainting this, I'm more than fine with that. They want to change the boots or whatnot, but they need to keep these hands. Because these hands, these are solid claws. They're thick. They really go on there. They fit into the knuckles individually, which is a huge deal because he needs these thick claws because those little itty-bitty claws are not doing him any fucking favors. Like I said, they fall right off his damn hands. But these don't do that. These are solid. These are some solid-ass, decent claws. And I like this Wolverine. I liked the black and gray Wolverine with the red eyes. I thought that was really cool. Maybe a little bit of a gimmicky, maybe a little bit of a hard edge that he doesn't necessarily need, but then Wolverine is one of those characters that fits this idea really well. This is really cool. I like this costume a lot. And I also liked the storyline that played into this costume, like during that era. If you're going to buy Wolverines, and you're going to talk about Wolverine claws, there's one variant figure who deserves a talking. I found this thing, this ridiculous claw Wolverine, and he is fucking sweet. He is ridiculously posable. His claws are outrageous, which just adds to his posability, because like when you pose him like standing here like this, and he's got his claws out, and they're like coming all the way up, and they're like very stylistic, and they're crazy looking, as opposed to when you pose him with his claws. And, I mean, they're okay, they're claws, they're cool, but like, look at this. Look at this difference. Like, it's extreme, the amount of difference that's going on here. In fact, that's the amount of difference. Like, it's dual. It's fucking 2 times the claw. And you could say that in a way that even looks a little goofy, but it's really cool to have this, just these crazy long claws, and the amount of flexibility that this guy has, the amount of joints and movement, like in his toes and shit like that, and his ankle goes back and forth, and his boot turns, and like his knees fucking turn, and there's this little joint right here in the boot that moves, and there's this little part here at the hip that moves, and then his stomach is all, it moves back and forth and up and down, and he can bend like this, or he can bend like this. Like, he is freaking awesome. He's one of the coolest looking Wolverines that I have, because he's just outrageously expressive and over exaggerated, and sometimes sometimes that's good when we talk about comic books. It's good to have them over-exaggerated. It adds something to that feature and that posability, because comic books often are moments frozen in time with the most exaggerated principles. Like when Batman stands there and his cape is blowing and shit like that, even though he's like inside some guy's apartment or whatever, and he's like standing there and he's walking and he's got his flashlight and there's like all the glare coming off his one tiny flashlight that you know could barely light up the room, and his cape is like whoosh, some of it's in front of him, some of it's in back of him. That is cool. It's a part of comic books, is that over-exaggeratory crap. Of course, I bought this. I had to buy a Sabretooth because why wouldn't I? I mean, really, like, it would make no sense to go this far, buy all those Wolverines, and not have something that is, like, here to compete. He's doing the fucking Thriller dance or whatever. His posability is cool, but like he's so damn big and bulky, he almost is his own worst enemy. Aside from standing there, some of his action poses get iffy if you don't have an action stand because of just the nature of how big he is. It's hard to have him like lunging forward or whatever, but I manage to get decent poses out of him. He is very posable. That's all the toys. So now we're going to move on to some statues. Okay, so probably could have went in the toys section, but I have this Magneto, and he's from that Legends collection that doesn't move well. Like, his posability is pretty much shot. And they all come with these action stands, which are pretty cool. So, like, he's standing on the Xavier School and everything, and when he's all put in there, and his feet are actually put down, he stands there and he looks really cool when he stands in the rubble. So this is the best pose that I can run with him, is his hands in this thing like this, and he's standing there and he's like, fucking powerful. But yeah. He's really cool. He's definitely the classic Magneto. He's solid, but like I said, there's not much in terms of him being able to move, especially if you want to use the base they gave you. They basically gave you the spot for his 2 footprints, and then you're stuck figuring out what he's going to do. So he's either going to do this, or he's going to put one hand out, but then his other hand is always doing this, so like it's down here going, rah. Like it is what it is. I like I said, the craziness of the cape. I like it to be expressive and everything. He's a solid piece. But these figures' posability are not good. They're weak as shit. Decent piece, though. So, the White Suit Phoenix. This is from Diamond Collection, and Diamond is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. They make some of the greatest statues that you could possibly buy for their price. The level of detail that can be shown in a Diamond Select statue is amazing. Like the way the hair and everything right there, and the details coming across up her back and whatnot. You can actually see the curves of her back, and the way her ribs come out a little bit right here. Like the contour and shape of her body, like this bird right here, it actually lifts off the costume a little bit. Like, it is substantial, the amount of detail that is put into these. And that's really cool, because most of these statues only cost anywhere from $40 to $60. That's super cheap for the kind of statues that we're talking about, because normally really good statues cost a stupid amount of money. It's the nature of these things. Like, I seen a Daredevil one not way too long ago that doesn't look as good as the Diamond Select statue. And it's not even comparable. Like, the Spider-Man's amazing. He's got webs all over the place. He's jumping off of a streetlight. He's got 2 buildings surrounding him. He's going like this, and like the web is just starting to come out, and like everything about it is super expressive, and every line is interestingly detailed. And then like the Daredevil's sitting on top of the cross, which is really cool, which there's a lot of detail, but like Diamond costs like $55. And the Daredevil statue I was looking at costs $570. Well, speaking from the experience of a normal person, I'm not like a YouTube guy. I don't make crazy money. I'm nowhere near being rich. I just work a 9-to-5 basic, decent job. And I don't have that kind of money. So these are utterly perfect for me. They look absolutely wonderful. And let's go ahead and call them out. Sometimes they can recycle shit. But she is changed just enough on the Dark Phoenix. The hair color difference is a bit of a good deal here. It's the same hair. Basically, she's the exact same sculpt. The legs, the ribs again, the bird is lifted off the chest. The face is the exact same character sculpt. The bird down here is sculpted differently, which is decent because it does drive a difference between the two statues. But they are just recycles. You will come across this sometimes, not too often, but you will come across this sometimes when it comes to diamond statues. They will cut corners where they can. I don't know if I can blame them, though, because like I said, the diamond statues are simply astonishing. They're astonishing. For their price, they cannot be beat. And as they have gone on, these statues have gotten better and better and better and better. I swear by them. 100% I swear by them. If you are going to get into statue collecting, and you don't want to drop hardcore money on limited variants and all that kind of shit, but you want some really cool statues, check out Diamond, because their selection is vast, their detail is extraordinary, and their price is realistic. Another one from Diamond, Savage Rogue. She's good. And not because she's nearly a naked rogue, but because this is legitimately a good statue. Once again, the detail is extraordinary. And I have a bit of a thing here. Faces. Faces are important. These faces have to be done well. This is Rogue. This is Rogue's face. I can tell. I can see it. I can believe it. This is Rogue, 100%. That is Savage Rogue. Just like I look at this face, that is Jean. I have no trouble believing that that is Jean's face. Dark Phoenix face. And like I said, a difference in paint job makes all the difference, because look at that face. It is the same sculpt, the same face. But some differences in paint change the expression just enough that these are two different women. It's very well done. If you're going to buy a statue, you want to get into statues, I'm telling you, one of the best things you could do for yourself is go the diamond route, because they're exceptional. They're very, very, very well done for the price that you are going to pay. Their selection is extraordinarily vast. You will find something that you like in diamond. So good. And these are not the only ones I have. I have a whole set of these damn things that are going to be showing up from Wonder Woman's and Harley Quinn's and all kinds of shit. So they're also not limited to a single company. They're not just a Marvel thing. They're not just a DC thing. You can find really cool shit in these statues. Last two figures. And these are not all the X-Men, by the way. When we're done here today, this is first wave, because I couldn't dig everything out. Like, everything is put away right now, like I said, and then slowly but surely we're going to fill this room up. Play Arts Kai Wolverine. It's never been opened. I got it from Shane. Oh, let's move him over here and see if... he's never been opened. And normally I do open my stuff, and this is no different. I kind of plan to. In fact, I'm wondering about opening him before I put him on the shelf. Like I said, I'm the kind of person, I don't care. I'm not the kind of person that likes to keep them in the box all the time. Why was he never opened? I got him from Shane. I put him on the shelf. I intended to open him. I intended to do a video to open him, in all honesty. And around the exact same time, I had bought a Wolverine myself from the Marvel Legends. These giant figures from Marvel Legends. I could not find a Tiger Stripe Wolverine. So I bought the biggest fucking one I could get my hands on. Look at that. You can see my fucking reflection. So I bought him. And I always meant to open him. Both of these were supposed to get episodes for them to be opened, and neither of them did, because it turned out that the shelf display that I was working with at the time wouldn't have fit them in any of the cubes, and they'd have went standing on the top, and then I figured out that if I kept them in the boxes, I could put some stuff on top of them, utilizing them as almost extra space, extra shelf space, which is now not the problem that we are dealing with. So these are going to finally be unboxed. I think they're going to go up there unboxed. And I guess one last item. Wolverine trading card? Wolverine, this is pretty cool. There he is. Hope that made your day. There you go. I think he came with one of the Wolverine figures. It was sitting on top of the play box when I went and I got it. So I was like, there you go. There's no reason for it. No reason. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen. I think I'm going to open these and put them on the shelf. And, matter of fact, maybe not in the same video. We are going to open these. We'll open these and look at them in separate videos. Yeah, that's what we'll do. All right. Later on, or rather, we have now added these items back into the collection, and I'm going to get out of here. That's how we're supposed to end this show.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.